In the heart of Tinseltown, where the glitz and glamour of Hollywood's golden age once shone brightest, stands the Hollywood Roosevelt Hotel, a beacon of luxury and opulence. But for those who have walked its illustrious halls, they know it holds secrets more captivating than any film script. When the Roosevelt opened its doors in 1927, it instantly became the epicenter of Hollywood's elite. Its Spanish colonial revival architecture, its shimmering pool, and the swanky Tropicana bar all whispered of fame, fortune, and indulgence. Movie deals were signed over lunch, and by night, jazz echoed through its ballrooms, where silver screen legends waltzed until dawn. Among these stars was the iconic Marilyn Monroe, who didn't just frequent the Roosevelt, but called it home for 2 years. It was in Suite 1200 that she posed for her first ever advertised photo shoot, and it's said that her spirit never left. Numerous guests have reported glimpses of a blonde woman in the reflection of a mirror, which once hung in her room, a fleeting moment where her image appears, only to vanish again. Adjacent to Monroe's suite was room 928, the preferred lodging of Montgomery Clift, one of Hollywood's brightest yet tragically tortured stars. He took up residence at the Roosevelt while filming From Here to Eternity. Late at night, he'd pace the hallway running lines or play his trumpet. Today, guests and staff alike have reported hearing the distant, haunting sound of a trumpet emanating from the room, even when it's vacant. Some have even felt an unseen hand brushing their arm or shoulder in the hallways. And then there's the hotel's pool. Shrouded by palm trees and glistening under the LA sun, it has always been a spot of relaxation. But at times, guests claim they've seen apparitions of old-time Hollywood stars lounging poolside, or spectral figures in vintage swimwear taking a midnight dip. The Hollywood Roosevelt Hotel is a testament to the ever-blurring lines between the past and the present, the living and the spectral. While new guests come and go, some of Hollywood's brightest stars may have never checked out. Story number 2, the TCL Chinese Theatre. Just a stone's throw away from the enigmatic Hollywood Roosevelt Hotel stands another timeless monument to the silver screen's illustrious past, the TCL Chinese Theatre. If the walls of the Roosevelt whispered Hollywood's secrets, then the very foundation of the Chinese Theatre resonates with the echoes of cinematic legends and the applause of bygone premieres. Inaugurated in 1927, the Chinese Theatre was Sid Grauman's most opulent creation, boasting an exterior reminiscent of a grand Chinese pagoda. With its iconic forecourt adorned with the handprints, footprints, and signatures of film's greatest legends, it was as if the theatre was consecrated ground, touched by the gods of Hollywood themselves. One such legend, actor Victor Killian, was known for his compelling performances during Hollywood's golden age. While he frequently graced the big screen, his personal life was marred by tragedy. In 1979, Killian passed away in his nearby apartment, and it wasn't long before staff and visitors of the Chinese Theatre began reporting strange occurrences. Whispers in the dark, shadows flitting across the ornate interiors, and most chillingly, sightings of a man bearing a striking resemblance to Killian. Some say he's often seen during evening screenings, forever connected to the world of cinema he loved so deeply. But Killian isn't the only spectral presence. As decades passed, patrons have reported other phenomena. A subtle brush against the leg during a film, the scent of vintage perfume wafting through the air, or a faint, fleeting giggle resonating from an unknown source. The TCL Chinese Theatre, with its glorious facade, hides within it a maze of stories, passions, and souls. Each premiere, every red carpet event, and all the lights that shine on it only add to the rich tapestry of history and mystery that interweave in its halls. As you find your seat and the lights dim, remember, you're never truly watching alone. Our next tale takes us to the Houdini Mansion in Laurel Canyon. The tale of Harry Houdini is no ordinary one. An escape artist who captivated audiences worldwide, Houdini's name became synonymous with the impossible made possible. But it was in the heart of Laurel Canyon, in a sprawling mansion set against the backdrop of old Hollywood's burgeoning scene, that a different kind of magic permeated the air. Though there are debates about whether Houdini ever truly owned the mansion, local legends and tales suggest he frequently used it for his private seances and experiments in spiritualism, particularly after the death of his beloved mother. His grief led him on a quest to pierce the veil between life and death, hoping to find a genuine medium who could connect him with the other side. Decades have rolled on since Houdini's untimely death on Halloween in 1926, but his spectral legacy lingers. Visitors and caretakers of the mansion have reported a myriad of inexplicable occurrences, doors that open and close on their own, whispered conversations just out of earshot, and the soft, echoing sound of footsteps on empty staircases. Some even claim to have seen the apparition of Houdini himself, often near areas said to be used for his seances, forever attempting his final and most elusive escape, crossing back from the afterlife. More eerily, tales have surfaced of nighttime wanderers being inexplicably drawn to the mansion, only to find themselves locked in a trance, attempting to perform feats of escapology, much like the master himself, only to snap out of it with no memory of their actions. The Houdini Mansion, with its overgrown gardens and Gothic allure, remains a tantalizing enigma in Laurel Canyon. A silent sentinel to a time when the brightest star wasn't on the silver screen, but on a stage, bound in chains, always escaping, always eluding, and perhaps still doing so in death as he did in life. Story number 4. The Haunted Paramount Studios. Amidst its iconic gates and storied sound stages, where cinematic masterpieces have been crafted, an undercurrent of spectral tales adds an unexpected layer to its illustrious history. Established in 1912, Paramount Pictures is the second oldest functioning film studio in the US within its walls. Cinematic legends like Cecil B. DeMille, Alfred Hitchcock, and Audrey Hepburn brought stories to life. But while the cameras rolled and stars shone, there were other narratives unfolding in the shadows. Rudolph Valentino, the silver screen's first male sex symbol, never actually filmed at Paramount during his tragically short life. However, it's here that his spirit is said to roam, particularly around Stage 5. Workers and visitors alike have reported strange happenings, lights flickering with no apparent cause, cold gusts of wind sweeping through closed sets, and even the faint aroma of a cologne, believed to be Valentino's signature scent. Adjacent to Stage 5, in the old dressing rooms, the spirit of another star is said to linger. Clifton Webb, an actor best known for his roles in movies like Laura, is believed to haunt the very rooms where he once prepared for his scenes. It's said that he is particularly active, with crew members reporting the sound of footsteps, eerie humming echoing in the corridors, and even the sight of a dapper, suited figure swiftly vanishing around corners. If you're enjoying this video, be sure to let us know by giving us a like. Now onto our next story, which takes us to a seemingly idyllic residence nestled amongst tree-lined avenues, the Ozzie and Harriet House. Famous for its portrayal of American family life in The Adventures of Ozzie and Harriet, this house is emblematic of 1950s charm. Yet beneath its pristine facade lie tales that deviate drastically from the wholesome episodes that once graced television screens. Over the years, as the glow of the TV series faded and the house saw a rotation of residents, unsettling stories began to emerge from within its walls. While the occasional flicker of lights in empty rooms and the soft, nostalgic laughter reminiscent of the show's golden days, became common tales, a more poignant narrative began to stitch itself into the house's lore. Many visitors and residents have recounted eerie encounters with the apparition of a little girl. Dressed in period clothing, she's often seen wandering the hallways or playing in the garden during twilight hours. One former resident, a novelist, described an evening where he was working in the study only to feel a sudden chill. Turning around, he claimed to have seen the translucent figure of the girl, her eyes curious and searching, standing just at the doorway. Before he could react, she vanished, leaving behind only the faintest echo of a giggle. Another anecdote comes from a neighbor who, while walking her dog late at night, noticed the silhouette of a child in one of the house's upper windows. Assuming it to be a resident's child, she thought little of it until she learned the house was temporarily vacant. Inside the house, amidst the antique furnishings and vintage decor, some have reported the sensation of a small hand slipping into theirs, only to turn and find no one there. The scent of roses, not native to the house's garden, often wafts through the rooms, believed by some to be the little girl's signature presence. Today, while the Ozzie and Harriet House remains a beacon of Americana and television history, it's also a testament to the mysteries that time often weaves into the very fabric of old homes. Amidst the modern bustle of Hollywood, this iconic house whispers tales of both the living and, some believe, those who linger long after.